Welcome to a new edition of the Gerety Talks. I'm Husain, co-founder of Gerety, the award that brings together a jury to select the best in advertising from a powerful perspective. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for our weekly episodes where we chat with some of the marketing and creative industries through changemakers. Today, we're having a chat with the winners of the Young Lotus Awards from ADFEST 2023. Young Lotus is one of the industry's longest-running mentoring programs for ambitious young creative teams from the Asia Pacific, Middle East, and North African regions, open to advertising professionals aged 30 and under, with teams selected by official representatives in markets across the region. It involves talks, mentoring, and workshops, and a live brief with just 24 hours to meet the deadline. So today we have as guests Saffanat Husain, Associate Manager, and Kishwar Kaniz Tanzim, Senior Visualizer at Asiatic Marketing Communications Limited. They were the 2023 winners. Welcome and congratulations. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So let's start by introducing yourselves. Tell me a little bit more about your agency and your role.
Okay, I'll start. So I'm Saffanat Husain. So currently I'm an associate manager in the strategic planning team for Asiatic Communications. So this is one of the largest agencies in Bangladesh who is working with big brands such as Unilever, Samsung, and then other PepsiCo and other major brands. So currently I'm looking after these brands and I'm looking after the strategic bid for their marketing plan.
Okay, hello, I'm Kishwar. I am basically an illustrator, a caricaturist, and a graphic designer at the same time. And as Lucia just mentioned, I'm working as senior visualizer in Asiatic Marketing Communications Limited. So my role is pretty much making visuals that are at the same time beautiful and meaningful.
Great. So how was the experience at the festival? Tell us about that.
It was surreal. It was really surreal. We got to meet a lot of talented individuals from all around the world. And in fact, there were a lot of mentors who came from all over the world too to tutor us. And for me, the experience was really, it was really opening to me because I got to see different perspectives from all over the world. And yeah, it was very refreshing for me, I would say that.
Yeah, it was a great experience actually. It was, as Saffanat just said, it was actually surreal for me as well because we got to see a lot of people out there. They had pretty great ideas. We got to see, in fact, the other teams had very good ideas, which we came to see, and it was altogether it was really fun and it was really refreshing. Yeah.
And how was your reaction when you learned you were the winners? What was the first thing you thought?
So for me, it was I think until I got off the stage, I still couldn't believe it. I was still thinking, okay, what's happening? I don't know. Kishwar was very much excited, but I was very much in shock. I was like, I don't know, did we just do it?
So actually, we got the first shock when the top 4 was announced that we are in top 4. At that time, I couldn't even believe that I belong in this room. So yeah, that was the most shocking part. And then we were, announced the winners. So we couldn't even understand that we are going to the stage and taking the award and coming back. It was a whole, a dream come true time moment. So yeah, we couldn't believe it for days. Then we got to believe it, okay.
Adding to her, in fact, when they called us to call the country's, the city's name, we were still staring at the stage and wondering who won. And then they took our name and our picture came on the screen, and all our other colleagues who were there, they started saying, "It's you, you guys won," and we were like, "Oh, right." And that's when we just went up to the stage and then got the award. It was really, really motivating and yeah, surreal.
I think I saw a post on LinkedIn from one of your friends was filming and he was screaming like, "Yeah, you won!" Yeah, that must have been great. And I read on a post that you did, Saffanat, that says, "Thank you for this incredible opportunity and experience, learning so many skills from the best of the best." So what do you think was your biggest learning?
I would say the confidence I got because Bangladesh is a very small country and the advertising is a growing industry in this country right now. So when we went there, we felt that we could actually be in the same line with other countries as well, and we learned a lot of things that gave us more confidence to believe in our ideas and the things we suggest to our clients, because a lot of times we question ourselves as advertisers if we're giving a good idea or if we are just thinking something is not best. So at that point when the mentors came in and then they gave us this entire thing of how they came up with an idea and how they believed in themselves that this is best for the brand, and then that's the process when I realized, okay, there might be times where I don't maybe I don't give the best ideas, but I have to believe in myself. I have to believe that whichever ideas I'm giving is coming from the best insights and the best possibility for the brand.
That is really good, especially in the beginning of your career.
Yes.
Great. And Kishwar, would you like to say anything about what you learned specifically, or what you think was the most important learning you got from the festival?
The most interesting part was, there were so many countries, they had different cultures, and they came up with the ideas that fit in their culture and at the same time in the global perspective. So that is a very nice blend I got to see and understand from that perspective, and that was really interesting. And from and getting getting the workshop from the best. So that was another part of learning. So yeah, that's pretty much a lot.
And there was a lot of talk in the competition about borderless creativity. What do you think this is, and why is it important?
Borderless creativity is basically that there is no boundaries. Globally we are one. That is what actually the borderless creativity means. But so yeah, it's a pretty big thing because ultimately we all work in advertising industry and we work for it. We all have a same goal, right? That creativity should never have any borders. So in ADFEST, we got to see that we are from different countries, but we are aiming the same thing, and we are working for it. We are going to that goal. So yeah, borderless creativity, it has been practiced, and it has been practiced in a very good way. So that is what I have learned as well.
Yeah, adding to her, I would say like us winning the Young Lotus was kind of that epitome of borderless creativity. Because as we came from Bangladesh, we could still relate to other judges and other participants who were there in that competition, because they could understand where we were coming from and what creativity were we aiming for. So that is I would say that is the best example of proving that borderless creativity is something that unites everyone together.
And you were the first Young Lotus from Bangladesh. Congratulations again. How does it feel representing your country?
It was wonderful because we won the award on 25th March, and 26th March is actually Bangladesh's Independence Day.
Oh.
So yes, for me, I could feel like we actually gave back to the country. It was a gift that we could show that Bangladesh is an independent country and it's in the map. So for me, it was something giving back to the country and celebrating that independence that we come from Bangladesh.
Nice.
Exactly the same feeling as she just said, that there are so many scholars who actually posted on their Facebook that, yeah, it's a gift to our country that we won this ADFEST, and on the day before our Independence Day. So it's a great thing actually.
And tell me about your mentors in Bangladesh who motivated you and coached you to prepare for Young Lotus. Tell me more about them and how you prepared.
So we had several competitions before going to Young Lotus, and all throughout that process, Farooq Shams was the strategic lead of Asiatic, and Mohammed Akram Husain, who has been in various international competition, award functions and competition. Both of them actually encouraged us to break our whatever way we think and go beyond, and always they meant like you need to go beyond of what you do regularly and just think of something that you would have never thought. So I think that pushed us in, even in Young Lotus, to go and explore something that we would have never in general thought, and just go beyond that expected outcome.
So as same Saffanat said that they mentored us in a way that that I still remember, as Farooq Shams he said that always go with our gut feeling. So yeah, we finally went with our gut feeling, and that didn't disappoint us. So that is how they actually mentored us, that be confident no matter what it is. So, and that is what we actually practiced in ADFEST, and we won.
So trust your gut, basically. That could
Exactly.
be a good learning. And talking about the Bangladeshi advertising scene, would you say it has something particular that makes it immediately identifiable?
In Bangladeshi industry, it's mostly like the consumers look for emotions in the advertises more. So yeah, creativity is a big thing in Bangladesh right now. How creatively we can connect to the emotions, that's a very important thing in Bangladeshi advertisers. So that is pretty much what is very particular about Bangladesh industry. And yeah, and it's a growing industry. It has a very good gesture in last few years. So it's growing, and it's going to be a very big advertising industry very soon. So yeah.
Saffanat, would you like to add something?
Yes, I would like to add, like Kishwar was saying, human emotion is something that Bangladesh is very strong about. Like even in every brand, what we try to drive is brand love through our advertisements. So in here, we need to, the audience needs to feel connected with whatever advertisements you are providing. So that's what they actually want, to feel connected with the brand, to feel that they want to feel seen in the the advertisements we do. So we do a lot of advertisements that actually showcase the common people and how they think and what they want from the brand. So that is something that I would say Bangladeshi advertisement is different from other countries, because it's very much into what a person, like how a common person thinks, or how that emotion can connect with them.
And tell me a little bit about your background. Did you always know you wanted to work in advertising or the creative industry? So how did you get here?
No, I don't think I run. I didn't think. I would say like since childhood, I was fond of a lot of creative things. Like I would like to make cards for my family, think about creative ways to gift them, and there was a slight inclination towards watching ads. Like I would remember certain ads very particularly. There were like famous tunes in our country that like advertising tunes that I would just like, sing by myself. But that time I had no idea that this was my career path. In fact, when I was actually applying for my university, that's when I thought, okay, I did have this inclination towards advertising. What if I explored this? What if I see what brings this to but how it help takes me to my career. So that's when I applied for Kingston University. I did marketing communication and advertising there. So that's when I actually realized my passion for advertising, because each day I would enjoy the lessons. I would love to go to the practical presentations that we had with clients there. So that's when I realized that I want to be in advertising, and now I'm here.
Yeah, and seeing the results, I think you make a good choice.
Thank you.
Kishwar?
So it's pretty interesting that I have never dreamt actually to be in advertising agency. So when I was very young, I used to paint a lot, and I was so much into art and craft always. So I always dreamt to be something that connects my art with my career. So when I grew up, I saw there are several places like which are actually called advertising agencies who actually work with this art and crafts, and they make things out of it. Then the brands can come. So little bit I learned about advertising agencies, and then I got to understand that okay, so let's give it a shot as go for it and connect my art with the brand. So that is how actually I came up with the idea that okay, let's give it a try. And then yeah, that's how it actually started. And yeah, that was a good decision actually I took for myself.
Yeah, I think so. And what projects have you been working on that you can tell us about?
There are several projects right now. I'm working for Nestle. There is Bata. I have worked for USAID as well. I have working for WaterAid, Marico. Yeah, pretty much. These
You've
are
been
the brands.
busy.
Yeah. Um,
Right. For me, I've been working with Unilever Lux. So there are several interesting projects that are coming up, and I've been working with Seven Up. And furthermore, I've been working with a lot of social works, which are UNICEF and other Bangladesh government as well. So those things, and in fact, I also work with one of the sanitary napkin in Bangladesh, Joya. So these are interesting. These are brands that are looking forward to are going to do a certain projects which will definitely change a bit in Bangladesh.
Okay, and what brief or projects would you like to work for in the future? Do you have like an ideal thing? It's like, this is my dream project, my dream brief.
So, as the project you have asked, I would like to work for the women-centric works more for the to show the equality that we are actually working for, and it has a very good shape right now. That equality has been established, but it needs more, modification as well. So yeah, it also should be a part of our human behavior. That equality is always there, man and women. It's always the same. So that is the kind of project I really want to work with. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
For me, I would like to work on a project which actually impacts a behavioral change. Even in Young Lotus, when we went and the mentors showed us certain projects that they worked on, they had worked on The Girl with the Bull, where they showed how, and even for example, they had projects like Play Like a Girl, Behave Like a Girl. So these projects actually had a bigger message, and they actually helped people change their behavior. So I would like to work with certain brands which actually makes a change and has a bigger purpose and a bigger message that they want to give it to the world.
Hmm. And a last question to close. Where do you think the industry is heading towards, and where do you wish it was heading towards if it doesn't coincide?
Personally, what I've been seeing that technology is taking over a lot. There are programs like ChatGPT and a lot of other programs that are helping people to think of advertising in a much easier way. Personally, I think that it is somewhat taking away from the human side of the advertising, but I still believe that the human emotion that I was talking about, those things can only come from a person who actually understands the consumers and who can relate to them emotionally. So that even though the industry is going towards a more AI and technology focused direction, I would say that for me, the best combination would be where human and the technology can coincide and make the best ideas.
Yeah, pretty much. I think the industry is focusing more on creativity day by day, and it's connecting to the technology as well. So as we can see, industry is right now focusing on creativity more, and it's also connecting to the technology. As we can see that AI is actually started, and people are actually trying to use it already, and it's a very bright future in coming future. So yeah, it's more or less it's more about creativity more than anything else. And yeah, that's a very good future for us as well.
Okay.
I would just like to add to Kishwar, even like borderless creativity. That is something that I think the advertising industry is going forward to, because every nation is actually going to different nation. They're trying to understand their culture, and advertising is beyond borders right now. And I think this is something that's coming even in the future, where where you can actually, like, I know a lot of culture about other countries through their advertisements. So these are things that I think is growing in the advertising agency, where the border is diminishing day by day.
Well, thank you so much for sharing this time with us. Congratulations again for your award, and best of luck with all the projects you carry on in the future, which I'm sure will be great.
Thank you so much. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you so
Lucia,
much.
for having us. It was a great conversation.
Yeah, thank you
Thank
so much.